During my first few months of high school, things began to spiral down for me. I couldn't explain it other than to say, I don't feel right, and something's off. As time went on, it became worse. I never wanted to leave my room, I didn't get out of bed in the morning, and I just wanted to be alone. I became even more timid around people, and I couldn't even go into stores. There were times where I couldn't get out of the car. My mom fought with me every morning to get me into school. Some days she's failed, and most days I failed. She finally had enough. After many trips to the crisis center and ultimately Princeton House, I was pulled out of my high school and put into homeschooling. While I was in Princeton House, they diagnosed me with abandonment issues, depression, anxiety, and bipolar II. My mom realized homeschooling wasn't the solution, or even half of the solution, which led us to New Hope Academy. Roger Babson once said, "Keep in mind that neither success nor failure is ever final." When I became a student at New Hope Academy, I realized that I wasn't a lost cause. Over the past 3 years, I've had my share of days where I would get off track, but I didn't stay there long because of the influence and hard work from Kathy and the staff. In particular, Dave Kennedy, Monica, Marie, Mary, and Robin. I remember a conversation between Dave Kennedy and me. I had told him, "Dave, I just want to keep to myself and be homeschooled." He replied without even blinking, "Kim, I'll be honest, I want to see you graduate from New Hope Academy." He continued by saying, "I mean it." It's not a surprise to most of you how Monica and I have bonded. To some of you, I've probably introduced her to you as my mom. Since the first day of meeting her during a tour of NHA, she left a forever impression on my heart. Her energy, kindness, smile, and of course her accent is unforgettable. I've had so many talks with Monica, and she's given me so much of her wisdom, which I want to take with me moving forward. To be honest, I don't quite remember how Marie and I got to where we are now. I've had endless heart-to-hearts with Marie, and she always tells me exactly how she feels, even if I'm wrong. Marie has made such a deep impression on my life. It's hard to believe that just last year, Mary and I were just getting to know each other. This year, being the editor of the NHA newspaper, we became closer. Mary is the calmest person I've ever met. Her energy is subtle but strong. I always tell her how her demeanor never changes. Mary and I have been through snow, freezing cold, downpours, and 80-degree weather together day in and day out during bus dismissal. My first 2 years at New Hope Academy, I had Robin as my science teacher. Robin made my like of science turn into a love. Once a week, Robin and I go over to the supermarket for birthday club. We talk about random things. I've learned a lot about Robin, and she has the greatest personality. If I don't see Robin, I hear her either talking or laughing loudly. I remember one night last year when Kathy had a chance to finally answer one of my text messages around 2 a.m. I can't remember the exact conversation, but in a few messages, a few of her words were misspelled. I knew it was because she was falling asleep. She said goodnight. After I replied goodnight, I sat and thought to myself, that's dedication. Kathy is beyond New Hope Academy. She's caring, a strong female. She's a parent who's experienced much of what my own mom has with me. Kathy makes decisions not as an owner of a school, but as a mother. She's done what most people wouldn't dare, put herself out there completely and fully. She admits that we all have those days where we need to be cut some slack. Whether I liked hearing what she was saying or not, she never held back. When I look back at the times, I know I was a pain. But I thank everyone who didn't give up. New Hope Academy gives students like myself the opportunity to succeed. Sometimes all people need is a chance. I found my place in New Hope Academy and cherished every moment here, up until my very last. NHA will always be a part of me. As a Chinese proverb goes, do not forget small kindnesses, and do not remember small faults. There's also someone else I want to mention. I'm actually not sure if she's here today. 2 years ago, during the Wizard of Oz musical, I met a little girl named Miranda, who's Kathy's granddaughter. We've had many lunches at Burger King. I remember the playground being a lot more spacious when I was 7. There's not so much room anymore. This year, Miranda learned all the names to the chess pieces and how they move. We played on the computer, colored, and did yoga together. I will miss you, Miranda. I'm looking forward to my future college education as a science major. I hope to be an autopsy technician when I finish my first 4 years of college. I'd like to further my education by becoming a medical examiner. In closing, to the class of 2011, someone once said, I hope your dreams take you to the corners of your smiles, to the highest of your hopes, to the windows of your opportunities, and to the most special places your heart has ever known. I think this is a great quote to sum up how I feel about each and one of you in New Hope Academy. Thank you.